Uh, Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football Week 11. We'll call it right now a fourth quarter update show. It could become the recap show. It's probably going to become that with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth, and the Niners are up 38-10 on the 49ers right now. We'll go over this game, and I'll talk about it first. And it's not over yet, and right now, but first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football Week 11 trivia question. It's an Arizona Cardinals trivia question. What Cardinal was nicknamed the Snake? I will have the answer later on the podcast. Well, it's Monday Night Football Week 11. I hope you're ready for some football. I hope you were ready for some football. And I know you were. And we have had a great NFC matchup going on late in the fourth quarter right now, and the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals are battling it out right now at Estadio Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. There's a game of playing Mexico City Monday night game for tonight. The 49ers have been dominating this game from the get-go, and Jimmy Garoppolo has been fantastic this season. After being out with an injury of all of last season, Jimmy has really been playing well at quarterback this season. He's really put the 49ers in a great position. They're 5-4 and looks like they're about to go to 6-4 and be tied with the Seahawks for first place in the NFC West. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have been struggling in tonight's game against the 49ers after a big win over the Rams last week at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Actually, yeah, it was a big win over the at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, and they were down 17-10 at halftime, and now they find themselves trailing the 49ers. They now trail the 49ers by 28 points, 38-10. The Cardinals have struggled for much of the season, and they have had their share of injuries as well. Right now, it's 3rd and 12 with the San Francisco 28. The 49ers have the ball, and it was 2-11. It was Purdy kneels, and it was for a -1 yard. And now with 40 seconds left, and the 49ers have limited the Cardinals to, it just went final now. It is now a final. The Arizona Cardinals have beaten the San Francisco 49ers, have walloped them 38-10 in this game tonight. It is over. And, excuse me. I need to write it down. And boy, the 49ers just controlled this game from the get-go tonight. So, and as I said, the 49ers limited the Cardinals to a field goal in the first quarter and a touchdown in the second quarter. Other than that, the Cardinals just were not able to put anything together, and the Cardinals were not able to slow down Jimmy G and company all night. And this is one of those games where it was a home game for Arizona, but the visiting team just had control of the game from the get-go. And Colt McCoy got the start for the Cardinals tonight in place of the injured Jimmy Garoppolo. And Colt was not a good night. It was a place of the injured Kyler Murray, excuse me. Colt McCoy got the start for the Cardinals tonight, as I said, in place of the injured Kyler Murray. That was my mistake. I apologize. All right. 2, 3. And I took the 49ers. I was 9-5 on my picks. this week. And my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, and that means that because he lost 5 games. And he was also 9-5. And about to join me right now on my speakerphone is my buddy Keith Norman, who's my co-worker down at Magnolia Clubhouse for sports on Thursdays down at Magnolia for their weekly news show, Magnolia News at 1. You can hear him as a frequent call-in guest, and as a regular call-in guest, excuse me, and occasionally in-studio guest on the Big Show hosted by Tony Rizzo on on Sports Radio AM 850 WKNR. Keith, what were your thoughts on this game tonight? Because this was, the 49ers had control of this game from the get-go, and the Cardinals just could not put anything together after the second quarter.
No, they didn't. Seemed that from the all-start that the 49ers was dominating. It seemed that the 49ers are getting their act together. Is about ready to take over sole possession of first place in the NFC West.
Yes, they are. Actually, Seattle was 6-4, so I think they're tied with Seattle, I believe.
However, it seems that eventually that I predict that the 49ers will win the NFC West.
And I think they will too, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. And boy, this was just one of those games where Arizona just could not do anything right, and Colt McCoy just had a rough night, except for just one touchdown in place of the injured Kyler Murray.
No, it seemed that late in the third quarter, he got sacked pretty hard, and it seemed like
yes.
for a moment whether he was going to remain in the game, but toughest Colt McCoy is. Actually, Colt McCoy has been in the league for at least 13 years.
Yeah, because he...
and he first got his start, as everyone knows, as being a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, and then I think he sat out for a season or two, but then signed with the Cardinals, I think a year or two later, something like that.
Yeah, Colt McCoy has been pretty much a journeyman quarterback pretty much his whole career. He was originally drafted by the Cleveland Browns, but before he went to the 49ers, he spent time with other teams. I think at one time he also played with
yes.
the New England Patriots for a for a stint. So it's
yeah.
So Colt McCoy's been around the league.
Yes, he has, and
both in the AFC and in the NFC.
Yes, but this was just one of those games where. And Jimmy Garoppolo, he has just had a fantastic season thus far, and he just put up some big numbers after being out with an injury all of last season, well, almost all of last season. But he just really had a fantastic game tonight, and Christian McCaffrey as well.
Well, there was a lot of talk, don't we remember, during before the beginning of the Browns season, through the fan base, that the fans wanted the San Francisco quarterback.
Yes, there was.
But the Browns never pulled the trigger on getting him, instead settling for Brissett.
And decided to go with Brissett as the backup. And I think the Browns might be kicking themselves for that. They could be kicking themselves.
We shall never know.
Yeah, we will never know if they are.
Because Garoppolo would have been fine with the Browns, and if the Browns would have had a better record with Deshaun Watson returning, who knows what might have happened on whether Garoppolo would have wanted to be a backup quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And and we wouldn't have known that. But boy, Jimmy Garoppolo, 20 of 29 carries and attempts, 228 yards, and he had 4 touchdowns and did not get sacked once in this game. This is just one of those games where he just dominated from the get-go. He was just putting things together play after play.
What is your record? What is your pick?
I was 9-5 with the extra point from last night's Chiefs-Chargers games. That puts me at 10-5.
So what is your record now?
Well, for overall, it would be 98 and 68.
Okay.
Or actually, no,
Well,
90.
what it-
Yeah, 98 68, because I got that extra point for the Chiefs
Okay.
Chargers game last night.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Keith.
All right. Have a good evening.
You too,
Bye.
Keith. Thanks for joining me.
Yep. Bye.
All right, bye bye. That was my buddy Keith Norman, who you can hear on The Big Show as a regular calling guest with Tony Rizzo on Wednesday mornings on AM 850, Sports Radio AM 850 WKNR. Now we're going to recap this game. First quarter. The Cardinals had the point. They're going 3 and out, 3 plays, and no yards. And then the 49ers went 3 and out. The point after 3 plays and 2 yards. And then the Cardinals scored, got into field goal range. 4th and 6 at the San Francisco 22. Prater's 40-yard field goal is good, and it was 3-0 Cardinals. That was basically, they took the early lead at 3-0. That was the Cardinals' only lead of the game. And then the 49ers had the punt after going 3 and out, 4 plays and 17 yards. And the Cardinals had the punt after 6 plays and 19 yards after going 3 and out. And then the 49ers scored their first touchdown of the game. It was Jimmy Garoppolo pass short to Brian. Excuse me a minute. Let me go into the box score. To Brandon Ayuk for the 7-yard touchdown. Robbie Gould's extra point was good, and it was 7-3 49ers. At the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Cardinals had an interception, and this is one of mistakes really costed the Cardinals the game tonight, and this is one of them. It was 2nd and 11 at Arizona 44. Colt McCoy passed short middle intended for Connor, and it was intercepted by Ward at the Arizona 46 to the Arizona for no gain, and the Niners got the ball back. And then they scored their second touchdown of the game. Jimmy Garoppolo passed to George Kittle for the 39-yard touchdown. Robbie Gould's extra point is good, and it was 14-3 49ers. Then the Cardinals scored their first and only touchdown of the game. It was Connor up the middle for the James Conner up the middle for the 2-yard touchdown, and it was and Prater's extra point was good. It was 14-10 49ers, and then the 49ers got in the field goal range as it was a 3rd and 6 at the Arizona 21. Jimmy Garoppolo's pass short middle to Deebo Samuel. It was 4th and 6, excuse me. Look at that. And it was at the Arizona 21. Robbie Gould's 39-yard field goal was good, excuse me. That was a 3rd and 6 for no gain before that. But Robbie Gould's 39-yard field goal was good, and it was 17-10 49ers. And then there was a Colt McCoy pass short right to James Conner for the 7-yard touchdown. For a 7-yard gain. Colt McCoy scrambles up the middle to the Arizona 36 for the 4-yard gain. And then Colt McCoy sacked. He got sacked tonight for minus 12 yards and for no gain. And it was 17-10 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, the 49ers scored again in the third quarter. Their third touchdown of the game. Deebo Samuel left in for the 39-yard touchdown. Robbie Gould's extra point is good. It's 24-10. 49ers. Then the Cardinals had a turnover on downs. And then It was Colt McCoy pass incomplete at the 30 at 41, and then 4th and 3rd at 41. And it was then it was back to the 49ers. And they scored after a couple of 3-and-outs with the 49ers and the Cardinals. They scored their fourth touchdown of the game. And it was 2nd and 10 at Arizona 13. Jimmy Garoppolo pass short left to Brandon Ayuk for the 13-yard touchdown. Robbie goes extra point. Was good, and it was 31-10. And Arizona had another turnover on downs. They had 2 plays for another no gain and then a 13-yard gain. Colt McCoy pass over to Dortch, and it was James Jones at the first one, and then a Colt McCoy pass incomplete. It was no gain, and then it went back to the 49ers, and then it was 31-10 at the end of the third quarter, and then they scored. The 49ers scored their final touchdown of the game in the fourth quarter. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Jimmy Garoppolo pass short left to George Kittle for the 32-yard gain, for 32-yard touchdown. Robbie goes extra point is good. It was 38-10, and there were a couple three and out punts, 3 and out for the 49ers and the Cardinals, and then another interception. And it was sorely pass short intended for Green, intercepted by Warmack at the San Francisco -1. And all the 49ers would have to do was kneel. And it was up the middle for the 8-yard gain, 2-yard gain. And then they kneel for the final 2 plays. And nonetheless, the 49ers get the win and wallop them 38-10 tonight in Mexico City. And Jimmy Garoppolo, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle, they get the game balls. And always remember, be a team player each and every day, and every way possible. See you for Turkey Day. We'll have 3 games Turkey Days. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.